Hello, it's Natasha and today's video is all about French Bulldogs. I honestly didn't put her here. I already pre-filmed one of these and I'm doing it again, so she's just got a bit bored and decided to start sleeping. So today I'm going to talk about pros, cons and tips and who and what sort of person should get a French Bulldog, whether that's you, and I'll tell you a few facts about her. So my little baby Lola, she is 2 years old in a few months, and I'll tell you all about her as we go. So we'll get straight into the pros. Obviously, the pros outweigh the cons. We absolutely love this dog. She's so loving, she likes to be near you at all times, and also she likes her own space as well. So first pro is she loves people. She loves being around. She's very friendly and loyal to general people. Like, she loves dogs and other people, so she'll go and visit the owner of the dog before she meets the dog. She's very good with almost all dogs. She has a bit of an issue with larger dogs, but I think that when she was younger there was a few larger dogs that scared her or like tried to attack her, so that's why she has an issue with a few larger dogs, but she's actually getting used to them now and it's not really an issue. Sometimes they can have small dog syndrome as well. They are easy to train. So when she was younger, she was very easy to train. We house trained her within maybe like 6 to 10 weeks. We got her at just over 8 weeks old and she was perfect. She, you know, you always have a few accidents when they're younger, but she was very quick to be trained onto the puppy pad and then also going outside. She took herself to the door and then we took her out. So yeah, she learned very quickly where the bathroom was and where to go outside. They are the best sort of dog, so they're excited when they want to play and they want attention, and also she can be very calm. So you know, she's quite chilled now. We've just had a play. She's just looking in the garden. But yeah, you can play with them a lot, and also they can chill with you when you're watching telly and stuff. So they're very sort of a mixture of emotions sort of dog. Very excitable, but also very calm when you want them to be. They also sleep quite a lot, so once she's had an outlet of a walk or a play, she'll sleep, you know, a good few hours in the day, and then at night again she'll probably sleep when we're watching telly once she's like had her second walk of the day. Yeah, very sort of chilled most of the time. If we have a guest, she'll be excited for a while, but she'll like use up her energy and then go to sleep. They're very expressive, so as much as their face doesn't say a lot, their ears do, and also they make some quite funny noises. So you know, if we're in the car, she'll make noises because she wants to get somewhere when she's excited. When we're about to go for a walk, she'll like make some noises. Yeah, it's quite funny because they all make sort of different noises. So what is it you make noise at? She'll talk to us, so she talks. So when we play with her and say we haven't got the ball back off of her, she'll do like a silent bark because she knows barking doesn't get her attention. So she'll do this weird like open mouth thing and you'll hear her go, that sort of noise. It's quite hilarious, but yeah, they're very funny dogs. She has a right personality as well, that's just an extra one. And the next one, they don't need excessive walking. So when they're younger, I can't remember exactly, you'll have to Google it, but I think it's for every month you can take them out for sort of like a minute or 5 minutes per month, and then it increases as they get older. We can take her out for like a good like 5k walk and she'll be fine, but when she was younger it'd be sort of like 5-10 minutes, and daily we probably take her out like, if anything, 20-minute walk max twice a day, but it's usually about 10-15 minutes and she's done. You know, especially on hot days you'll take her out less, but they don't need tons and tons of walking, so if you don't have tons of time, yeah, they're a good breed for that. You're funny. Are you funny? They are great for company, so if you want a dog to come home to that wants to sit near you, you know, obviously ours is allowed on the sofa. It's only a small dog, so it's not a big issue. Yeah, this is definitely the dog for you. She loves us being around. The only thing, she can get sort of like, hates us when we leave. They say that they can have separation anxiety, so she hates it when we leave. She gets really submissive when we go to leave, so she'll lie on her back and try and make us stay. But she's absolutely ecstatic when we get home, so definitely she misses us, don't you? Yeah. She's gorgeous. You're very cute, gets noticed a lot in the street. Everyone wants to pet you. You're very nice and friendly, hey. She listens to everything. She's very like, I say obedient, but I don't know about that. But she notices everything. If like something moves outside, she can hear everything. You know, she'll listen to my FaceTimes and come in front of the camera. Yeah, she's the most sort of like observant dog ever. So another pro is they don't need to be washed very regularly, so they don't need to go to the groomers or anything. She's quite easy to wash at home. She quite enjoys the bath as well. We got her used to that when she was younger. Just regular shampoo we use on her about once a month, so it's not a lot. If she gets extra muddy, we'll probably wash her more, but the more we wash her, the more irritated her skin could be and the drier her skin and fur gets. So you really don't need to be washed very often. Alright, so on to cons. As much as she's amazing, she can't be perfect, right? So cons, they can be fairly stubborn. So she's almost 2 now. As much as her ears are huge, she doesn't listen to everything. So if I call her, say Lola come, she will take probably 3 times to come. She'll see how I respond to her not coming the first time, and she might, you know, wait 10 seconds then come. But yes, they can be fairly stubborn dogs, dependent on what you're trying to make them do. Next one, they can be very strong. Obviously she is probably around 15 kilos, which isn't a lot for like an average dog, but for a small dog, they've got a lot of muscle, they can get very strong, and on the walk, if you don't train them to start with, they can really pull. Like, we've allowed her on a longer lead recently, and because of that, she's decided that she wants to always walk on the long lead and pull us around. You need plenty of time with them, so they can't just be a dog that you leave at home for 10 hours. They do like people to be around. You know, the max we left her probably is 8 hours, and she will sleep the whole time, but obviously she just chooses to sleep because there's no one else around. But yeah, if we can, it'll probably be 5 hours. So I do shift work, my boyfriend works morning, so we'll try and work it out like that, so that she's not on her own for too long. Also, we hate leaving her anyway. Let's see, told you, she looks at everything. She's watching the wind. She watches the birds. They're at quite high risk of having allergies. Obviously a lot of dogs can have allergies, but they can have allergies to, say, dust, chicken, certain foods, certain shampoos, stuff like that. They can be quite high. Luckily we haven't had any issues with Lola. She eats the food that we've given her. We've changed it a couple times. She's not allergic to any shampoos or anything. Yeah. Nothing really. Also, some of them are quite high risk for breathing problems because their face is squished, they've got a smaller nose. We haven't had any issues again, maybe we're quite lucky. We haven't had her neutered yet, just in case that there is any problems, because apparently when they're under anaesthetic and when they're put to sleep, when they're having a procedure done, sometimes because of not getting enough oxygen in, there's a risk of them not waking back up due to the lack of oxygen to their brain and their body. So we will get her neutered at some point if we need to, or if we get another dog, but yeah. Okay guys, so on to tips. What we have is, when cleaning your French Bulldog's face, you don't need any special chemicals, any ear drops, anything like that. Personally, we've found that using those things actually irritates her ears more. So we just use, for her ears, we use cotton balls and some water. We wet it, pop it all around the ear where you can see, and then we dry it with a cotton ball as well. Most of it comes out, and the rest of it she'll shake out as she goes. Onto the face, we just, again, use a cotton pad this time, wet it, wipe in the folds, and then dry it. We're all good. Also, don't forget, you do need to wipe their bottom. They have that little flap of a tail, sort like stump, that covers their bum, that sometimes stuff gets stuck in there, so you just need to give that a wipe every now and then. To be honest, we do Lola probably max twice a week. All of that, it's nothing crazy. They're not too high maintenance. People can say that they are, dependent on the dog really, but no, she's all good. We recommend obviously washing your dog just once a month. You don't want to overwash it, and make sure you find something that they're comfortable with. And obviously like a tepid temperature of the bath. You don't want it cold, you don't want it hot, it's somewhere in between. I recommend training them young. So personally, Lola is very responsive with food, so yeah, train them as soon as you can, because obviously the older they get, the more stubborn they get and the more they don't listen. So get them trained as soon as possible. We've had a Breeze trainer to start with, so yeah, definitely train them as young as possible. They're very smart dogs, so they will pick up things the younger they are. We had her sitting within like a week of having her, and paw like 2 weeks. Yeah, they're very responsive. The next one is walking, so we will use a harness for her. Never ever have we walked with just the collar on. Obviously they say that they struggle breathing, but definitely because of their neck and the size of their head, you don't want to be pulling on their neck when they are walking. So we've got a harness, it goes just under, and when she was a puppy, it just, I'll go and get it and she'll probably come. We use this Julius harness. It goes under her neck, so around her chest area, and then also underneath the body. You can adjust it from very small to very big. I think I went bigger when I bought it. Maybe it's a small, and we've had it for the just almost 2 years since she got out of her puppy harness. I got that one and we've adjusted it. It's almost at the longest one now, so we'll eventually need to get a bigger one. But yeah, there's literally a good like 10 to 15 centimetre difference from the smallest to the biggest, maybe even bigger than that. So it's really good. I highly recommend them. We got ours from Amazon, and it was like a different design, so it was actually on sale, maybe like 20-25 pounds, but 100% we've used it the whole time. We hadn't need to buy a new one, and it's perfect. And the last tip, when it is wet or cold or snowy, definitely a coat or a jacket. We have one from Amazon. We've bought some in the past from Pets at Home. They get very cold, their ears get very cold. I wouldn't say put earmuffs or anything on them, some people do. But yeah, they can get cold in the winter. They start to shiver because their coat's only small. They're not really made for that sort of weather. So we just have a coat when it's wet or when it's snowy. Just for her. There we go. Okay, you gonna sit with me? You gonna sit? You sit with me? You gonna stand? Go on then, that's it, perfect. Alright, so I'm now going to Google the most asked questions on Google about French Bulldogs, and I'll answer them here, so hopefully that will answer any questions you might have. If you have any more, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll reply to the comments down there, and if you'd like any more Frenchy videos, let me know and I will do those. So on to our Google questions. So I've searched, do French Bulldogs? First one, shed. I said yes they do, but their hair is fairly short. Do French Bulldogs have tails? Yes. Can you see that? Oh, let's turn you around. A little stump just there, a little stump, yeah. She thinks I'm playing with her now. Yes, they have a little stump that covers their bum hole. I don't really know, it's quite solid. There's like a little bone in there, isn't there? Do French Bulldogs smell? They do fart quite a lot. I think it depends on your food as well. It's not tons. They do it just before they need to go out or need to walk. Do French Bulldogs bark? Yes, they do bark, but I found that they're quite quiet dogs. Unless something really irritates them, they won't bark. When she gets excited, she barks, or if something barks at her, she'll do a little bark, but it's all about training, really. Last little ones. Do French Bulldogs have breathing problems? Some of them do. I had a look at some research. We've had no issues whatsoever with Lola, but in some research that I've seen, they actually say that only sort of 10 to 20% of bulldogs actually have breathing problems, depending on the breeder and how they're bred. You know, it is quite common because of their squashed noses, but we've had no issues. It's all dependent on the dog. Is it cruel to have a French Bulldog? Absolutely not. If someone's already bred the dog, you know, it's already happened, so either it's not going to have an owner or it will, and I think if you take good care of it, it's not cruel to have a French Bulldog. So that was all the questions that I found on Google. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, and if you love Lola so far, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more home, lifestyle, and maybe some more dog content as well. I hope to see you very soon. Have a lovely day. Bye.